Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bree if you are new here, and in today's video I am doing a full face and a haul. But a haul and a full face using only shopmissa products. Actually only all AOA Studio products, but nevertheless. So as you can see, they are already all on my face. So pretty pleased with how everything turned out. So if you guys are interested in seeing how I got this look, then just keep on watching. Alright, so first product is actually already on me. It's these little no crease clips. I literally just straightened my hair, so we will see at the very end of this video if these are no crease, but it was like a little 3-pack. The way I'm kind of going to organize this video is I have this whole basket right here of stuff to try that I haven't tried yet. So I got a couple things like extra, like I got multiple pairs of lashes, I got some different types of eyeshadow, things like that. I think I got 2 different foundations. So I kind of split them, and I have been trying a couple things already. I've only tried them once or twice. So I have those in a separate little basket right here, or little bag right here, that I'll show you all of this at the end and give you like my very first impressions on them. But I'm going to start off with everything I have not tried, have not touched, haven't even taken plastic off of them yet at all. I'm 99% sure that I got only AOA products because that's the brand that A, had the highest reviews and that I've heard the most about. There was some like LA Cosmetics on the website as well, and some other brands that I hadn't heard of, but they didn't have as good of reviews. And if I'm being completely honest with you, I'm not a personal fan of the LA Cosmetics line. There's nothing that I've tried from that brand that has really impressed me at all, so I didn't really seek out anything from that brand. It's all AOA. If it's not AOA, I will specify otherwise. So I got this XL long-lasting shadow stick, and this one is in the shade Matte Yogurt. I thought that this might be a cool like eye primer. These are the bane of my existence. Plastic wrap on a pen style type product. Hate it. Absolutely hate it. Because of course when you go to take it off, the cap always comes with it. At least this is like a thinner plastic, so it's peeling off a little bit easier. But this is what it looks like. Watch it. I'm not really build it up on my hand. Very like chunky and gritty and like super sticky and doesn't blend well at all. So I can't. There's just simply no way that that will do anything good for my eyes at all, and I don't want the very first product that I put on my face to be a flop, because then we're just setting ourselves up for failure. It's got a sharpener at the bottom. No, it doesn't. It does not have a sharpener at the bottom. That is not a sharpener. Oh, okay, so you manually sharpen this with like a big sharpener. There's no way. Like, I tried to wipe it off and it's just super sticky, but like not smooth at all. The bottom is falling off of it, by the way. So these are gonna be an automatic pass for me. That's fine. I went into this with like medium hopes. I had a feeling that a couple things were gonna be flops. Everything was like, you know, $1 or $2. So if I have a couple flops in here, totally fine. Not the end of the world. Let me grab my eyeshadow primer and prime my eyes. I'm just going to use my MAC paint pot. There's no way that shadow stick is going to work at all. Like, even over eyeshadow, it was like pulling on my hand, so it's going to be super uncomfortable to put on the eyes. I don't foresee that working. Next up, I have the Perfect Finishing Pressed Powder. I got the shade Ivory, and I'm just going to use that. I'm going to use it later on my face too, but I'm going to use it to set down my primer, was the word that I'm looking for. And I also have this little brush pack. I believe it was a 10-pack of brushes. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yes, a little 10-pack of brushes. This was, I believe, $10. And I'm just going to use one of these bigger ones to as my brush. Alright, brush picks it up. It's a very soft brush. And I am just actually setting my entire lid space today because I'm actually not going in with any real eyeshadows. Alright, cute brushes, decent powder at least for setting my eyes. And there's nothing wrong with having just like an eyeshadow eye primer setting powder, so if it doesn't work on my face, at least I get some use out of that. But the brushes weren't bad. Next up, I'm gonna go in with this Perfect blush. This is in the shade Fino, and I am gonna use this as a bronzer today, but I'm going to also use it just to kind of define my crease a little bit. So it's not a flip top, it's got a little screw off. That is what it looks like. I don't know why I feel like I need to smell it, but I smelled it, it smelled fine. I'm gonna go in with another one of these little brushes. I will say they are very, very light. They're definitely cheaper feeling, but what can you expect? They feel a lot cheaper than like my BH brushes. I'm not very picky about brushes. I like cheap brushes. I just like having a ton of cheap blushes. These ones do definitely feel like very lightweight, very just kind of almost non-existent in the hand, but picks up product. And I'm just going to swirl this into the crease just for a little bit of definition. Let me actually swatch this for you guys really quick. So that's what it looks like on my finger. That is it right there. It's very pretty. It's a very, very warm bronzer. They didn't have any powder bronzers on the website that I saw. I saw a couple like sticks and liquid, but I have sticks and liquid bronzer. I don't use them often enough. I use powder bronzer every single day, so I didn't want to buy a product that I knew that I probably wasn't going to wear very, very often. All right, out the gate, not a bad start. It did what I wanted it to do, so that's good. All right, so for my eyes, I did get a couple eyeshadows. I'll show you those later because I've already tried them, but for today's video, I got a couple different eyeliners. So I got the Artista eyeliner pen, and this is in black. Let's see what this one looks like. So it looks like it's a brush tip applicator, and so definitely a brush tip applicator, which I love. Looks good, looks decently black, is matte. It's not, yeah, it's pretty black, which is very, very cool. If this actually rivals my other eyeliners, just saying, I may switch over. And then I got these AOA Buttercream Neon Liners. So I got Ambition and Energetic. Let me open them up so you can actually see what Ambition and Energetic look like. Alright, so inside they are covered with foil, which is good. Alright, so this one right here is Energetic. I'll actually just swatch it with my finger. Oh. So that's that right there. And then this one is Ambition. They do feel like they kind of need a little bit of warming up before you do anything with them. All right, so I think I'm gonna do kind of like a little bit of like a graphic liner situation. I do want to use all three. So I'm gonna start off with the Artista black liner, and I'm just gonna do a basic wing. All right, first line, very promising. All right, let's just see how many times I can fuck up this wing. All right, first impressions, I'm quite impressed. The thickness of this wing, the fact that we got all fucked up, has nothing to do with this. I was off to a good start. I fucked it up. Don't blame the eyeliner. All right, let me do the other one real quick. I'll be right back. So far, I like it. The telltale sign is gonna be how it fades throughout the day, if my eyes get watery, how it breaks down, kind of thing. and all that good stuff. And once again, the thickness of this wing is not the eyeliner's fault. I fucked that up. I'm going to take some angled liner brushes and these Buttercream gel liners, and I'm just going to do like a little graphic situation. I don't know, we'll see. I'm probably going to fuck it up, considering how much I fucked it up with the last wing. Alright, the orange does take a little bit of building up. It's not the smoothest, like, looking. It gets a little bit a little chunky. And it also, like, makes your brush, like, not thin. So you have to keep using the side of it to, like, make your brush thin again. Alright, let's try the red one. Because that one was way more pigmented anyway, so here's hoping. Alright, I'm just gonna kind of overlap them in the middle, and I'll go back with the orange and kind of blend it out. These strike me as the type of product that's probably going to dry out pretty quickly. It may be something that might fare well with like a little bit of oil, like a drop of oil put in, and then like a really good mix. It's not so much that they're hard to work with, it's just that they're a little bit just dry. It's really the best way that I could describe them. You kind of just have to work like, I don't know, not necessarily relatively fast, just kind of fast. And they have just like a little bit of a drier appearance to them, especially the orange. But overall, I think it's actually really cute and pretty. And I also feel like somebody who's better at graphic eyeliner than me could probably do a better job. But so far, I'm pleased. Like I said, I don't think that there's something that's going to last for a super long time, but I think that they're cute, and for $1. All right, next up, I have a ton of sponges. So I got the infamous Papa Wonder Blender, and I also got some different colors of the regular Wonder Blender. I got two different shapes of the Papa blender. I got the more standard teardrop shape, and then I got my personal favorite, which is the teardrop with the flat side. That's my personal favorite. And then for the Wonder Blender, I just got the tan, the darker pink, and the black. I don't know why I got multiples of these without ever having tried them, but they were $1.55 for the Papas, and then $1 for these, so I just kind of went for it. I don't know if I was thinking that the different colors might be different textures. I'm gonna go with the one with the tan Wonder Blender today, and then the flat-sided Papa. I'm gonna use the Wonder Blender for powder and the Papa for like foundation. I mean, like, I know why I got multiples of the Papa, because I've only ever heard really good things about it, so you know, I had high hopes. I was trusting people who I've already seen review them. All right, off first dry impression, Papa is definitely significantly softer than the Wonder Blender. They're both the same type of material. This one's just a lot squishier than this one is. This one has a lot more give to it, and this one's a lot more bouncy. So I'm gonna go wet these really quick. I'll be right back. Alright, so they've gotten significantly bigger. Papa is still the softer one than the Wonder Blender, but I got the Clean Slate Primer. It's lightweight and melts right into your skin, leaving it silky smooth while extending makeup wear. So that is what it looks like. Was that enough? We'll find out. Doesn't smell like anything. It has a very moisturizer type feel to it. It adds a little bit of a glow, but not like too much, just a little bit. All right, it is starting to dry down a little bit or like sink into my skin, It's a little bit tacky, but not super, super tacky. We'll see. We got to see how everything else goes on top of it. For the sake of not disturbing or interrupting how these products are going to wear, I'm not going to do my normal oil underneath my eyes. I'm not going to put on like my under eye corrector or cover up any of my acne spots. I'm just going to just gonna go in blind here. This is one of the things that I have already used. I'm very, very excited to have this. It's just like a little acrylic mixing palette and the little stainless steel spatula to go with it. And I got the, says to shake them very well. I hope I got the right shades. These are the Pro Wear Foundation, and they are part of the Pawpaw collection, so part of the proceeds do go towards preventing animal abuse, or protecting animals from abuse. And it literally just says Pro Wear Foundation full coverage. Doesn't say anything else on there. And I got the shades Porcelain and Buff. Went in blind on that one. They are a full fluid ounce, which is pretty exciting. The primer, by the way, was 0.67 fluid ounces, which is obviously less than a standard primer, but I can also say that a ton of NYX primers come in 0.67 ounces, same with Wet n Wild. But obviously this one is a fraction of the price of the other ones. See how this feels? Yeah, it's got like a silky, it does have an interesting texture to it. I will say that. Let me squirt these both on the palette and kind of see where I'm at. So it looks like that. It's a little, I think this is probably pretty similar to what the like MAC Face and Body looks like. I think that I might just be Buff. Yeah, we'll go in with just Buff. Which is fine that I have a lighter shade. If I end up, it's a lot thicker than I expected it to be. If I end up with like if I end up really liking this and I end up with a foundation that's too dark for me, I can always use Porcelain to brighten it up. This even Buff might be a little bit too bright for me, light for me, but we'll see. This is what it looks like. It's actually a lot thicker than I expected it to be for the format that it comes in. But yeah, as you can see, it's like not, let me get the rest of this makeup remover off of here. It's like not moving while I'm holding it up. So that's something. Alrighty, so let's just go in with our little sponge. Alright, might be a smidge too light for me, but not terribly too much. And the sponge is delightful. Love this sponge. I'm very, very, very particular with my sponges. I like them really soft, like almost on the verge of just like fucking falling apart. So this one actually feels perfect. It doesn't feel like it's on the verge of falling apart, but like as disgusting as it is, I like an older sponge because I like that like really soft texture to it. Another sponge that I really like right out of the gate is the dark pink elf sponge. I really like that one. It's really soft. So basically where I'm going with that is that with as affordable as this sponge is, I can afford to get rid of my old sponges that are actually on the verge of falling apart. Okay, let me finish up the rest of my face. Alright, the sponge didn't actually look like it absorbed too much product, which is pretty cool. I did squeeze out just a little tiny bit more foundation and just built up my forehead just a little bit because I was kind of running out by the time that I got to my forehead. But overall, let me look at this close up. Overall, I am thoroughly impressed so far. Obviously, we'll have to see how it wears, but right out of the gate, very first impression upon application, I'm actually pretty impressed with this foundation. I think that it looks really, really nice on the skin. Has really good coverage. It covered up my acne without any extra like help, and honestly, like once it covered up my hyperpigmentation, it actually looks like it's a perfect shade match. So Porcelain will be too light if you're close to my skin tone, but Buff, pretty good shade match. So next up, I have the Natural Finish concealers. So I have the shades Fair Ivory and Porcelain. Once again, so that's what they look like right there. There is Fair Ivory and there is Porcelain. Again, I think I'm going to be Fair Ivory, and if I like it, I'm sure that I'll find use for Porcelain. I think I just want to squeeze a little bit onto my fingers and kind of press it underneath my eyes and then use a sponge to blend it out. We'll see. I'm going to start off with this much and I'm going to work it between my fingers. It's definitely a thinner formula. Actually, that's really nice. I think that paired with like just a little bit of an under eye corrector would be delightful. Alright, so I have the Perfect setting powder. I got soft light and then I also got translucent. I did also pick up the Perfect pressed powder in translucent as well. I have tried this on my face already. I did not love it all over my face. What I did actually like it for was when I put on like my bronzer and my contour, I'll take a damp sponge and I'll put it in this and I'll just use that to clean up my nose. Works really, really well. So I'm probably just going to continue to use it for that. But this is a very, very white powder, which leads me to believe that the translucent powder is probably also going to be very, very white. So I think for today, I am just going to go in with the soft light powder. I'll swatch the translucent one for you. Oh, that's a silicone powder. That will have major flashbacks, so definitely don't use these in flash photography. You'll have very bad flashback. I mean, I guess you can't see it on my hand. Okay, well the whole sifter came out. Yeah, so they're both very like silicone-y type powders, kind of similar to in texture to like the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores powder. So I'm gonna go with my other sponge into the soft light powder. Okay, I can tell you right now I will not like these sponges for powder, which is fine. They'll probably be fine for regular, but they're definitely a lot harder than the Pawpaw. If you're trying to choose between the Pawpaw or the Wonder Blender, definitely go with the Pawpaw. So far, so good. Let me finish powdering the rest of my face. I think I might actually really like that powder. My face looks so incredibly blurred right now, even close up, which again, I shouldn't be surprised because I said that it was the type of powder that felt a lot like the It Cosmetics. I'm going to go in with the Ivory powder in the Perfect Press, and I'm just going to press this over my skin as well. Just to, the brush kicks up a lot of powder, just because I always do this, and, well, frankly, I want to stick as close to my regular routine as possible. There's no mirror here. But yeah, no, I shouldn't be surprised considering I said what that powder felt like and said that it felt like a pore minimizing primer, or powder. I'm pretty shocked by that. I'm gonna really hope I'm not putting on too much powder. I'm probably putting on too much powder because this is kicking up like, well, now you can see it. It's kicking up quite a bit. That powder is definitely a lot more drier looking, a lot more dry looking. I should have shaved my eyebrows. Jesus. Not the end of the world. I think that some setting spray will kind of take that down a little bit. So I'm gonna whip out my little teeny tiny little bronzer and I'm just gonna bronze up the skin a little bit. This is actually really pretty as a bronzer. Like I said earlier, a little bit warm, but really pretty. Alright, let me finish up bronzing up the rest of my face. Alright, that was really pretty as a bronzer. It's a little bit more sheer. It's also so incredibly tiny that I had to swirl my brush into it like 15,000 times, but that's fine. But it was really pretty as a bronzer. It's a very, very pretty shade and it applied very nice. And definitely I feel like if you're somebody that likes a more sheer buildable product, you'll probably actually really like this because you don't have to, you can build it up. I have the same product in the shade Wispy for a blush, and then I also have the Lumi blush in the shade So Close. So I'm going to take Wispy, and I'm also going to run that underneath my lash line. I'll use this brush just for a little bit of definition down here. I'm not going to go too crazy, just want a little bit. Alrighty, so I'm just going to go in with this brush right here. I'm going to remove the cat hair from it. And I'm just going to apply a little bit of Wispy, and then I'm going to top it off with the Lumi blush. Ooh, that's a pretty shade. Again, very kind of sheer, definitely buildable, but a very, very pretty color. A really nice formula too. It like blends itself. Right, in with the Radiant blush, which I will swatch for you guys. Looks like that. Definitely seems like it's a little bit more pigmented than the other ones. So I'm going to go in a little bit lighter. Brush picks up quite a bit. Ooh, that's super radiant. Doesn't seem to have any glitter in it, which is nice. It just looks like it has like strips of sheen to it. It did get a little bit heavy on this side. Right over here a little bit, but that's fine. It also doesn't want to close. Just pointing that out there. Does not want to close. Alrighty, for my highlight, I got the Velour highlight in the shade Sometimes. It's a like a putty type of highlight. So that is what it looks like right there. Very pretty. It feels like it's the type of product that's going to work over powder though, probably pretty similar to like the ColourPop Super Shock highlights. I'm gonna go in with my little pinky and highlight my inner corners. Okay, it is actually picking up the powder on the inside of, like, on my inner corners. I'm not gonna put this on my cheeks. I have another video to film today. I have a ton of other things to do today, so I'm not gonna put that on my cheeks. I'm gonna put I'll just put like a regular highlight on. I will try that off camera and like with other looks and let you know how that works. It's really pretty. It's just definitely, like you can see, there's a little bit of darkness there now. It's picking up powder. And I'm really happy with how my face looks like right now, so I don't want to fuck it up. I'm so sorry. Okay, so I'll do that off of camera. Next up, I have one that I already know is a flop, and then one that I already know I'm going to really like because I've tried some other styles, but I'm going to finish up the rest of my face. So let me show you guys what I got for brows and lashes. I'm actually not going to be using this because, as you can see, it came cracked. So this is the Wonderbrow Tinted Pomade, and it cracked in shipping, and it is completely loose in there. I'm pretty sure if I can get this cap off, which I don't actually think I can because, oh, no, I can. Yeah, it comes out as a little hamburger patty. So, it is what it is. Shit happens. I'm not gonna have them send me a singular eyebrow product. It's not worth my time. I honestly don't even use brow pomades anymore. I use pens, but they didn't have pens, so I picked this up, and well, you know, there's that. And then so I'm gonna do my brows with my normal brow products that I always use. And then I got 3 different styles. I'll just show you all 3 right now, actually. 3 different styles of the 3D faux mink lashes. So this one is the style Tokyo. These are what I'm going to put on today because these are the ones I have not tried yet. But they're so gorgeous, so pretty. They are so comfortable on the eyes. Like they're really, really nice lashes. These ones are the shade Isla, or style Isla. I have worn these a couple times already. They're so pretty. And then these ones are London, which I also really, really love. So definitely highly recommend their lashes. And with that, I also highly recommend their lash glue. I've tried it a couple times with these lashes already, and this is great. It's very, very, very similar to Duo lash glue, but this is $1. Duo lash glue is like $5. So if you're making a shopmissa order, pick up some lash glue, maybe pick up a couple so you have backups, and as long as they're not open, they're not going to dry out. So I'm going to hop off, finish up the rest of my face, everything except for lips, which realistically, it's literally just brows and lashes and some highlight. But I will be back to toss in some lips and wrap up this video that I feel like is taking forever. Alright, so here are the lashes. They're so pretty. I love them, and they're just so comfortable too. Like they're definitely bigger lashes. Like when I look up, they pretty much touch my eyebrows, but like they're not heavy at all. They don't feel weird. They're like perfectly shaped. They're really nice. I'm really pleased with them. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys what I got for my lips, and then I'll show you guys the rest of the stuff that I got, and then we'll wrap this thing up. So, first things first, I got a lip pencil. Alright, so this is the Wonder Lip Liner in the shade Nom Nom. I would swatch it for you, but it's such a nice point right now that I really just want to put it on, so I'm just going to put it on. Oh, that's a lot creamier than I expected. Okay. Very orange. Okay, the shade is not my favorite, but the formula isn't the worst. And then I have this AOA Velvet Lips. Is this seriously in a container and then plastic wrapped as well? That's a little unnecessary. This is the Velvet Lips in the shade Chris with a K, like Kris Jenner. It's not fragranced, it just smells like makeup. It's got one of these little doe foots. Let me swatch it for you guys right here. A little bit more pink than I want for today, but that's fine. I have a lip gloss that I think will work really well for it. So I'm gonna put this on, and then I'll show you guys kind of what I got, so we can let this dry down a little bit, and then we'll go from there. Oh, that's very pink. That's very cold feeling going on. It's weird. I don't think I like this at all. Patchy and like very thin, like I just don't think I like it. I think that's gonna be a skip. Alrighty, so while that's doing whatever it's supposed to be doing, we'll see. Let me show you guys what else I got. I also picked up, and as you can see, I've tried all of them. It felt very wrong putting dirty sponges back in this container, but I needed to keep them all together. But this is the Blender Vault. So let me crack this open. Right here we have one that is silicone dipped. I actually kind of really liked this. I liked using the silicone dipped end to apply it, and then I just went in with the regular side to just kind of smooth everything out. It worked really well. Very, very soft sponge. This one is the Super Soft, which was, as the word said, super soft. This is the OG, which, just like the Wonder Blender, was not quite as soft, but it worked just fine. Down here we have the Mini Mochi. I am actually personally not a fan of these little tiny sponges. However, when used in conjunction with the, I have to like hold these in a certain way so they don't fall out. When used in conjunction with the Silly Dip, because I didn't like using the silicone side underneath my eyes, this worked out pretty well, so I didn't hate it. This is the microfiber sponge. I have tried one other microfiber sponge before in the past, and I fucking hated it. I think it was the Real Techniques one, but I think I tried to use it with powder, which is probably why I hated it. So, this was the first time I had ever used a microfiber sponge with, completely lost my train of thought. The first time I'd ever used a microfiber sponge with liquids, and I actually really enjoyed it. It made my foundation look gorgeous. And then this one is the Mochi. I did use this one with powder. I did not love it with powder, mostly just because of the shape, if I'm being honest. But it does feel like a sponge that's going to be really, really nice for liquids. So if you're interested in trying a bunch of different ones, I actually really recommend this. It wasn't that expensive at all, and you get a lot of different ones, and you get to find out which one's your favorite. I will say, I think out of all of them that I've tried, I think that the Pop Pop sponge is actually my favorite, but I did really like a lot of these ones in here as well. You need to go over here because you're dirty. Okay. We already went over the Velour highlight. I'm going to try that at a different time. This is another highlight that I have yet to try. I'll swatch it with you guys right now. But this is the Glow Baby Liquid Highlight. That's so weird though that the website didn't have then any like regular powder highlights, at least that I saw. Interesting. Why can't I get in this? Alright, so this is in the shade Morning Glow. Alright, so it's a very, very thin highlights. Okay, so it's just like the kind that come in like the liquid droppers, very similar to Makeup Revolution has one. Wet n Wild has one as well. It's also very similar to the About Face liquid highlights. It's that really thin, really emollient, really oil-based type of highlight that I actually really don't like. I assumed it was going to be a cream because it's in a squeezy tube, but I'll give it a shot, but I have a feeling I'm probably not gonna like that just because I just don't like that style. This is the AOA Velour eyeshadow, which is actually the exact same texture as the that Velour highlight, so I don't know why I didn't make the connection, but this is in the shade Lucky Star, and this is what it looks like right here. It's very, very pretty. It creases like a motherfucker. It's so creasy. I'm gonna give it a better shot because the day that I did my makeup using all of this, I honestly just I was in a mood that day and I kind of gave up with my makeup, like gave up on my makeup like halfway through. Didn't really finish, so I just didn't give it a fair shot, but it did crease on me, but I'll give it a better shot and let you guys know. And then standout product that I bought, definitely one of my favorites. It's just like an eye thing. So I actually keep this in the fridge. First time I put it in the freezer, and then I put like a little bit of eye cream on it, and the eye cream froze, so fridge. But it just feels so good in the morning. It's just so nice. It technically has a little scoop on the other end if you have a potted eye cream, but it just, oh my god, it just feels so good. I love it so much. It's definitely one of my favorite things, and this thing is heavy. Like it's got some weight to it. And then I have the AOA Buildable Satin Foundation. So I have tried these twice. Once by themselves, I did mix them together to get my perfect shade, but once by themselves, that was on the day that I really didn't give my makeup a fair shot, so it really did not look good. And then once I did mix like 50-50 with another foundation, so I'm gonna give this a better try. It is a glass bottle with a little dropper. I didn't like it when it was applied by itself. I did like it when it was mixed with other foundations, so it's not a complete waste, but I will give you guys a better, this one is a very, very liquidy foundation with a little dropper style. I don't know. I think it could have just been the primers that I was using at my skincare that day. I'm not sure. I'm going to give it a better shot and I'll let you guys know. And then last but not least, we have the Wonder Baked Eyeshadow, and this is in the shade Gravel. This, on the other hand, is a bitch and a half to open. It's alright. So that's what it looks like right there. Honestly, if I swatch it, it's just going to disappear. This really only looks good when it's wet, and even then, it's still pretty lackluster. It definitely doesn't have the sheen that I thought it would have for being a baked eyeshadow. So for that reason, not my favorite. And yeah, that's where we're at. That's everything that I have bought that I didn't try in this video. I have one more product to put on. This doesn't dry at all, so I'm gonna go ahead and just wipe it off. Hate the way it feels on my lips. I hate it every second of having that on. This is the Diamond Gloss in the shade Hard Candy. Where is the seam? There's the seam. Little doe foot wand. No smell. Very shiny. It's a very, very, very thin gloss. It almost feels like an oil-based product rather than like a gloss, which I don't hate. But it's a very pretty color, very nice shine. Alright, last but not least, let's take these out and make sure that it actually was crease-proof. Very nice. Actually is crease-proof. Very cool. That is going to wrap up today's video. Quick recap on the couple products that I immediately out of the gate can tell you, don't buy them. Well, I can't tell you not to buy this, but I can tell you that I'm gonna throw it away. So, in the trash bucket you go. Don't buy this. It's just, I'm gonna throw this away right now. It's just chunky. There's still like a chunk of it left on my hand that won't come off. It's chunky, it's sticky, it's not glidey in any way. It's just not good. Don't get it. Don't get it. Save your dollar for something better. Buy a pair of lashes instead. And as for these, if I'm being honest with you, they did make my skin look pretty dry. So I don't love them. I'm going to find use for them, probably like cleaning up contour or cleaning up like bronzer or anything like that. Pretty much that's probably what I'm going to use them for. This one even made my eyeshadow or like my eyelids look pretty dry. I could imagine it would probably work fine for just setting my brow bone when I'm putting other shadow over the rest of my lids. But as for honestly everything else, my skin looks really good. Like really good. I'm very pleased with how my skin looks. Alrighty, this video has been 12,000 years long. I have a whole other video to film before I have to go run some errands, so I'm gonna hop off. Comment down below and let me know if you have ever tried anything from shopmissa before, and if you did, what did you try? What did you think? I would love to know. Please subscribe if you have not already. It would mean the world to me. Like this video, ring the bell, do all the things. I hope that you guys have an awesome day, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!